Welcome back to the discussion of supply curve under perfect computation. Friends, in the last class we have discussed that how supply curve under perfect computation is going to be existed in the short run period as the part of the short run marginal cost curve when it starts intersecting or which moves upside by the intersection of the minimum point of SABC. And we also understood that why we actually consider the short run supply curve as a part of marginal cost curve, and in order to reach the equilibrium point under perfect computation within the short term period, what are the three conditions to be fulfilled? So the three conditions, as already mentioned in the last class, the first one, the price must be equals to short run marginal cost curve, SMC. And the second condition, the SMC curve or the short run marginal cost curve should not be decreasing, or it should be non-decreasing at the equilibrium quantity level. The third one, the price at least equal or greater than the minimum of SAVC. If these three conditions are going to be fulfilled, then we accept at the equilibrium point under perfect computation in the short term period. Well, so today we discuss the same supply curve but not in the short run, it is in the long run. How you differentiate the supply curve in the short run and the long run? Very simple. In the short run, as I already told you, the graphical representation of the quantity that is sold of different units of the homogeneous commodity at a uniform price in the short term period. That was in case of short run supply curve. But the same way, here in the long run, we differentiate that the quantity, the different units, the different levels of quantity sold in the market at uniform price, but in the long run time period. So long run which takes place over and above 5 years. Okay, the long run supply curve is the graphical representation of, I'll go through with this meaning here, long run supply curve. Long run supply curve. Now you see the graphical representation of the different quantities of homogeneous goods at a uniform price in the long run period. In the long run period is called long run supply curve. Well, so this is the meaning of long run supply curve. So what it actually tells about the graphical representation? Well, here the curve which indicates the diagram only. So the graphical representation of different quantities of homogeneous goods, but different quantities, and that should be sold at a uniform price. Which means goods, here you can add one word, sold. Homogeneous goods sold at a uniform price in the long run period. Long run period where I already told you it will be more than 5 years. If more than 5 years, then we are going to consider it as a long run period. So the graphical representation of the quantity of different commodities, different quantities of a homogeneous commodity which is sold in the market in the long run period at uniform price, then it is going to consider as a long run supply curve. Well, I hope you have understood this meaning. Okay, well, so let us understand the same long run supply curve under perfect computation with the help of diagram now. Same y axis, o x axis is x and this is going to be y and this is o. So now let me go through it again. One right line and another right line. This is going to be P2, this is P1. Well, now you see right on OX axis quantity. So here on Y axis as usual, that is price, costs, supply curve. Okay, now this is going to be LRMC and this is going to be LRAC, and I am making little bold of this marginal cost curve and I write S dash, and from the intersection of this point to downside to the OX axis, this is going to be Q naught. So little I write it clearly. Q naught, and this is going to be so. Well, just look at the diagram here. This diagram little similar to the short run supply curve. Friends, a little variation you can just see that here you will see LRMC, but there it was SMC, and here you just see LRAC, but two curves we have seen there, SAC, ASA, VC. Okay, the equilibrium quantity will be Q naught as it fulfills the three conditions. Now what is the difference? I just make a little clarification in between the short run supply curve to long run supply curve. So here you just see the curves. In the short run supply curve, all the curves, especially cost curves, are going to be narrow U shaped there, which means this is going to be, say for example, little SMC, and this is SMC, and this is SAC. Now you just see the curves here are looking narrow U shaped. These are going to be here narrow U shape. All the cost curves and short term, what they are going to be? They are narrow U shape. And the same you look at here. So these are not as these curves, these are little broad. So for that reason, see, look at here, SMC curve, LRMC curve is little broad. In the same way, this LRAC curve is also broad. So for that reason, here these curves, the cost curves, whatever these are here, all are broad U shape. So for that reason, here these are going to be broad U shape. Friends, keep in your mind, the cost curves under short run time period are going to be narrow U shape along with the supply curve, and the cost curves under long run period are going to be broad U shape along with the supply curve. Okay, so this is the main difference. Remaining, compare with the conditions and all, we will discuss, and so that you will understand in a clear way. Fine. So now you just see what is the supply curve under long run time period. Friends, here you just see this is the long run marginal cost curve, where LRMC, which means long run marginal cost curve, whereas LRAC means long run average cost curve. Now this is the bold line which is the part of LRMC. The same what we already seen in case of SMC, where the supply curve was the part of SMC. Now we are taking the same thing here. The supply curve under long run period is going to be the part of long run marginal cost curve, where it is a rising from the intersection of the minimum of LRAC. Now you just see here, This is the point. This is the bold line where I am making this as a bold. This bold line is the supply curve, which I have represented as S dash. This bold line is the part of what? Is a part of long run marginal cost curve, where the long run marginal cost curve is increasing from the intersection of the minimum of LRAC. You can also ask me one question now, that why we have not taken variable cost curve here, that is average variable cost curve. So in the short term supply curve we have already taken SAC was also there, SABC was also there, but here we have taken only LRAC, which is same as SAC but not of LRABC. Why we have not taken LRABC? Can anybody guess here? We already discussed in last class. No one? Well, so just revise once. Why we are not going to consider LRABC? Because long run average variable cost curve is not going to be there in case of long run time period. Why? Because here, due to the absence of AFC, average fixed cost. Why? Because all the inputs which we are going to use in the long run period are going to be variable in nature. The cost which is going to incur here is going to be variable in nature. So no fixed cost at all. If there is no fixed cost in this case, which means average fixed cost is going to be 0, and that makes the absence of ABC, LRABC. Why? Because LRABC, long run average variable cost itself is going to be LRAC. You can also take this as a LRAC, ABC, but here we already seen that LRABC itself is the LRAC. See, once you recall it, so how we used to calculate AC is equals to AFC plus ABC, isn't it? So here in the long run period, AFC is going to be absent. So what remains here? ABC remains. So ABC equals to AC, which means ABC itself is the ABC. So AC itself is the ABC. So that reason we are going to not to take one more curve here, that is about long run average variable cost curve. And long run average cost curve itself is the long run average variable cost curve. So that we have to take the minimum point of this long run average cost curve. So from the minimum point of this, as the supply curve moves upside, again the same the theoretical concept what we have understood in the short term supply curve, if we bring it back here also, see why it is going to be only the part of long run marginal cost curve. The same again here, to know the profitability earned from the additional unit of 1 unit, and that is going to compare with the additional cost incurred on that tool. So for that reason here it is going to be the part of long run marginal cost curve, as the long run marginal cost curve is moving upside from the intersection of the minimum of LRAC. And again you can also ask the same, why it is not going to be in the below part of this P1. Why? Because as I already told to you, if the price in the market is P2, not going to be sold any quantity. Why? Because if you sold any quantity or if you sell any quantity at P2, you incur loss. If you don't want to incur loss, then you have to target on the price which is there in the market for P1. Don't get confusion again under perfect competition. Price is not fixed by any of the sellers or buyers. The price itself is going to be in the market, that is influenced by the market forces, that we will understand in upcoming chapters. Okay, so that is how this is the price P1 which is there in the market. If the quantities under perfect competition are going to sold at P1, then they can earn little amount of profit. So this is the minimum profit, or this is the minimum quantity sold at the minimum point of LRAC. So the LRAC, that supply curve starts from the intersection of LRAC and it moves upside from left to right. And here all the shapes of these curves will be broad U shape. Supply curve is going to be straight line, but it's a part of LRNC, that makes this curve to be broad U shape. And again, if a firm under this perfect competition has to reach the equilibrium point and where it earns the maximum profit, then we are going to call that has to be equilibrium point. So if a firm under perfect competition has to reach equilibrium point, means it It has to fulfill three conditions here. What are the three conditions it has to fulfill here means, I write the conditions here. Conditions. The conditions must be fulfilled in order to reach equilibrium point. The first one condition here, price must be equal to LRMC. The first condition is what? The price must be equal to LRMC. The second condition, LRMC must be must be non-decreasing at Q naught quantity. It must not be non-decreasing. It should not decrease. The third one, P must be greater than or equal to LRAC. See, under long run period of perfect computation, if it has to reach the maximum profit or equilibrium point, then it has to fulfill three conditions. The first one condition here, P must be equals to LRMC. Now you see here the price is equal, but we have already rejected this price is not the profit gaining or revenue earning price. So we are not selling any quantity at P2. So we are selling only at P1 line. So this is the price line of P1. So at this price the quantity can be sold. So here we just see this is the intersection point of LRMC to the LRAC. So in that case the price is also equal to LRMC. So this line, this is the price line where it is equal to LRMC curve. This is the LRMC curve where it is equal at this particular point. So the first point or first condition is going to be fulfilled under long run supply curve. The second one condition, LRMC must be non-decreasing at Q naught. Where is the quantity Q naught here? This is the Q naught quantity where equilibrium quantity. At this point, marginal cost curve, long run marginal cost curve should not be decreasing. So you just see it's not decreasing, it is increasing, which means it's moving upside, so that this LRMC is going to fulfill here. LRMC must be non-decreasing. Here LRMC curve is moving upside. So second condition is also fulfilled. The third condition, P must be greater than or equal to LRAC. But it was in case of short run what it was? P must be greater than or equal to SAVC. But here price must be greater than LRAC. So here you just see where is LRAC? This is the LRAC. Where is the price? This is the price. Whether the price is equal or over and above or less than this. So you just see the price is equal here, which means in this case price is equal to LRAC. So it is also again fulfilled here. The price either it may be greater or at least equal to the minimum of LRAC. So here what is actually P is equal to the minimum of LRAC. Here it is equal. So that the three conditions also fulfilled. All the three conditions are fulfilled. So this equilibrium quantity is going to become the maximum profit earning quantity. Well, so like this, the firm under perfect computation is going to deal with the long run supply curve. Well, this is one important thing you have to keep in your mind. The short long run supply curve here represented as S dash. The long run supply curve, which is the bold line here, this is going to be long run supply curve. In short way, we are going to write it as S dash. Hope you clear here? Okay. So if you want to say that the long run supply curve is a part of long run marginal cost curve, and if it has to reach the equilibrium point at Q naught, it has to fulfill all the three conditions. Once if a firm fulfills all the three conditions and if it reaches the equilibrium point, then we say that the firm under perfect computation is trying to earn maximum profit. Hope you clear? Okay, so this is how we have understood the long run supply curve under perfect computation. Right? So remaining things we'll discuss in the next class. Until stay at home, be safe. Thank you so much.